Good morning on this dark morning. So I know I jumped around the last reading, but I need to continue on with willingness. So I apologize for being sporadic. Because this is important. I've said it many times, but this is the most important stuff I've probably ever read about the levels of consciousness. And the goal of life is transcending the levels of consciousness and raising your consciousness level and your energy and frequency. So these are the ego dynamics of willingness. By spiritual alignment and dedication, the level of spiritual energy rises and strongly activates the right brain chemistry and physiology. This alters perception and releases anabolic neurotransmitters and endorphins in the brain. The world is therefore seen as more benign, friendly, and supportive. So you can see as we're moving more into a service to others frame of consciousness, instead of below, like I said before, below 200 hertz is service to self, living life based on what I can get from myself, which is inhuman. It's how animals live. You know what I mean? So fulfillment of goals is facilitated by virtue of their internalization rather than projection to external conditions. Thus, gain is internalized and valued as successful internal growth and the gratification of reaching developmental goals. Benign intention motivates actions and decisions that lead to choosing positive options. Benign meaning friendly, non-aggressive. Integrity of intention is concordant with a benign conscience and results in self-approval and healthy self-esteem. Healthy self-esteem that is independent of the opinion of others or external gains. This results in autonomy and the gratification that occurs through the fulfillment of inner potentials. I know that's a lot, but if you can just dissect it, chew through it, ruminate on it. A concomitance to spiritual alignment is the inner urge to grow and seek perfection, which becomes an inner way of life. Spiritual perfection becomes an ego ideal that influences by attraction rather than promotion. As a consequence to the relinquishment of the narcissistic ego, there is a reduction of distortions of perception that are the result of self-seeking positionalities. So as you let go of the narcissistic ego, which the ego is always narcissistic, it's always going to be self-serving, and encouraging you to self-serve. Your actual perceptions change. That's the thing about the levels of consciousness, is it's how you perceive things. Everything, reality is how you perceive it. That is reality. So it is easier to accept the imperfections of humanness, which at the level of pride would have been handled with anger, denial, guilt, or projected externally. With a benign conscience, mistakes and errors can be acknowledged and corrected without defensiveness or loss of self-esteem. There is a concomitant increase in the capacity for humor and the ability to laugh at oneself and human foibles. For an example, to err is human, to forgive divine. And that's, as a side note, that's one of the dangers is when people take themselves too seriously. That's one of the main problems in society, is people taking themselves way too seriously. The level of willingness is effective in the world because it is not impeded by resistance. And when coupled with dedication, it is capable of breaking through the inner barriers of the belief systems of I can't or I can. Other mottos are just put your head down, keep going, and go for it. Or when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Or walk straight ahead no matter what. Or create your own opportunities. Central to all these mottos and many philosophies is the willingness to accept personal responsibility, accountability, and the refusal to place blame or responsibility on anything external. So, yeah, that's called responsibility. It's taking responsibility for your actions and not blaming external people or circumstances. So I'm just going to stop there, and I'm going to continue on. I was going to read something from Emerson, eventually, self-reliance, but we'll see. Have a good day.